What
you
you
want to know what I really think?
Huh.
I think this is the metaverse.
Yeah.
It already is.
Oh, yeah, the Matrix over here.
So we're creating technology to remind ourselves of what we're already in.
Right.
So as we move forward, like, yeah, I think that in the future we'll be able to upload our consciousness into a cloud, but who's to say it's not already?
Right.
Like, regardless of what anybody says, we don't know where we came from. We don't know where we're going after we die. So to me, it's like, your consciousness, this is the avatar,
right?
And you're already playing a game, and in the game you're trying to get XP, experience points,
right,
in your health, your wealth, all those things anyway.
How many episodes you guys got going on so far?
I don't even know.
Yeah, I have no idea.
We never count them.
Because I know I pay attention to that because you send me those sometimes as well, the links, and I watch a few of them and catch, clicks, and I go on you guys' YouTube channel. So you guys have the clicks, like, very organized, very professional, and I like it.
That's all.
You guys are growing. Yeah,
does all that part, man. We just shoot it and then upload it, and they edit it all. Yeah, fantastic team, man.
Well, hey, I like you guys' style.
Shout out.
You guys have a good connection there as well, like podcast wise. I listened to quite a few, and
thanks
from your guys' end, and then the Joe Rogan Experience, other podcasts as well, and.
Yeah.
I feel like you guys got something going.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
So what's going on?
Not much, man. What's going on with you?
Oh, it's my first podcast, so.
Oh, really? Ever?
First. I've been invited a couple, but I've never done it.
Nice.
Yeah, so it's intriguing, but I'm happy I'm here.
Nice. Yeah, happy to have you.
Yeah.
So what was your lady's name?
Carly.
Carly. Did she go with you last night?
She did. Yeah.
She did?
Yeah. We went there, and then just me and her went, and then you see everybody over there.
Yeah.
So it was fun. Fantastic. It was good. But like I said, I didn't try to stay out too late. A couple of them went at an after party. I was like, nah, I gotta wake up at 6. So.
Just diving in here. I mean, just jumping straight into it. Let's start at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
When you moved to the United States at what, 9, 10?
1997. I was 7 years of age. So I was born from Bosnia. So I was born in Bosnia, and pretty much in a war zone at that time frame. It went from 92 to 95. And I was born in 90. So around 1997, moved here, immigrated over here, got our citizenship 6 years in, 2003. Mm-hmm. But just went from Bosnia, immigrated. There was a war, whatnot. My father stayed and fought in the war.
He did?
Yeah. Well, yeah, he was part of the military over there. So he stayed with my uncle and sent me, my mom, and my brother to Austria. Then Austria wasn't accepting immigrants, so within a few months they kicked us out, and Germany was. So we stayed in Germany for a couple of years as well while he was there, but he'd go back and forth, and then his brother, my uncle, got injured. One of the bombs hit the shell of the bomb. In the back, he was fine, but ultimately he couldn't, he was injured.
Yeah.
So brought him back to the hospital in Germany, and shortly after, we got paperwork to come here, and here I am, dual citizen now, and making the most of it.
That was the Sarajevo.
Yeah, the Sarajevo, and honestly, all around Bosnia, from ex-Yugoslavia there. Serbia, Bosnia, Croatia, all that.
Yeah. No, I remember vividly from like high school and right after high school, you guys had the fight nights at the house.
Oh, yeah, you remember those?
Yeah.
Times.
You guys would have boxing fights?
So basically what happened was, we've been, because we went to high school together, right? He was, you graduated in 10? I'm sorry, 6? 7. So a year older, right? I graduated in 08. So that's how I know Kenny. I think I was a freshman, you were a sophomore. Yeah. I know when I was a junior, you were a senior. I saw this guy whoop some kid's ass that tried to fight you. Remember that? Yeah. I wanted to fight you for no reason, I think. Yeah. So he's a dangerous man. But
he didn't like football players.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah, he got. Dude, I just walked by, I see Kenny, throw him down. Teachers and runs, I think, or something like that. But speaking of fight nights, that's what I said. But my folks built the house in Eagle, 8,500 square foot. Lived there for about 5-6 years, from high school and a little bit of college. And we had a 6-car garage, and that's where we set up the mats, all that, and had some cameras. I don't know if they're YouTube. I don't think they're on YouTube anymore. I think they took them off. But I love MMA. It's a passion of mine, like as a fan, and boxing and all that good stuff. And I just wanted to do an event. And we had, I think, 2 of them, right?
Yeah.
2008 and 2009.
I only
Whoa,
went
it was
to
like
one.
an event type.
Yeah.
thing.
Oh, there's like
What?
200
people,
200
yeah.
people, 300, like, yeah, 100,
What?
300, yeah.
That's
Yeah.
badass.
Yeah, so I wanted to organize, but like I had the space. That's
Rusty
why I brought
fought
it
in it.
Really?
Rusty fought Phil.
Rusty fought Phil. Yeah.
Phil, the first. Oh wait, it was so my senior year in high school was the first one we had. Then I had one more my freshman year of college, or sophomore year of college, one or the other. But Rusty fought Phil. That was a good. I mean, Rusty's a huge cat. But Phil is also a close buddy of mine. He grew up, through Kempo and whatnot. So he's a tough cat too. He's not, he's a fighter now. He still trains MMA right now currently. But yeah, Rusty put it on him. But at the end, it ended up being pretty good. I feel. Rusty busted him up pretty good.
But great times. But the reason I brought that up is because I don't know what your parents did, but just thinking of the timing, I'm guessing development or construction.
Right.
So second generation, third generation?
Second, I guess you would say. My father, general contractor, as well, started 2000, started his company, partnered with some guy. Then after a couple of years, they drifted off, and my father opened up. It was Adria Custom Homes and a couple of them, it was Adria, and then he also had a welding shop, Rudex Welding Supplies. Thinking back 20 years ago,
Yeah.
But so he was general contractor. He just became pretty big throughout the years. Just more and more houses. So he built that 8,500 square foot house that I just mentioned in Eagle and Cavallo subdivision. And then, but he had hundreds of spec homes to development in Twin Falls. To then, when it started booming over there in North Dakota, he went over there as well. Built some apartment complex, 16-unit apartment complex, sold it all. So he was pretty big until that market crash, So he lost
in 08?
In 08, yes.
Oh, really?
So he invested a lot of his money. Then he had business partners, and you have banks, and it's a lot of multi-million-dollar projects. And in 08, he lost his own money, a couple million of his own. Then banks, but he never had to go through bankruptcy or anything. But he could have pulled a lot more out if he had if he knew prior, but how many builders? Almost nobody.
But also, he was only invested in real estate. He had all of his eggs in one basket.
Yeah, that's well, well and whatnot. But that's more of prior. Like we had, he basically built a shop, and my uncle, his brother, worked. He's a great welder as well. Mm-hmm. So he welded. At my current house, he welded all my. I flew him from Europe. And he welded all my gate. So he came by. He was there for like 2 months.
And the railing, maybe?
And the railing, all that, yeah.
So he was like ornamental type.
Yeah, he's very good, yeah. But he moved back in Europe like 10 years ago or whatnot.
He did?
Yeah, he has a family out there. But jumping back at that, so my father, general contractor, he started like 2000, and then market crashed. They went to Europe for about 6 years. I stayed here, went to college, did my own thing. And then so as a kid, I was 10 years old when he started that. Yeah. So I would be helping all the guys, all the subcontractors, from the electricians to the framers to everything. So how I learned what I'm doing now is through being a mere child, So,
yeah, totally.
So he'd always help those guys. And the subcontractor he'd hire, he had a bunch of them obviously, but throughout the projects, but he'd want to get some guys that are cheaper to build a house cheaper, whatnot, as much as possible, but professional. So then I'd give them all a hand, every day, and then I was brought into it just from experience, So that's how I kind of get my direction in 2015, 16 when I decided to do my own.
That's when you really got started. You're a developer?
Yeah, a general contract developer. Yeah, so I got so in 2014 I opened up my own company. Then I was working credit-wise, all that stuff, working to get my first project. But I was also working at HP at that time frame. And then in 2016, when I got my first project, it was in Auburn, Washington, so close to Seattle.
Was it a roof, I think? I remember seeing a post.
The first one was...
It was like a hotel roof.
Yeah, the Comfort Inn is a motel over there. There's 3 stories. It's a whole exterior remodel. So it's vinyl siding. We had to demo all that and put in James Hardy, new siding and whatnot. So it was me. And then that's when my pops moved back from Europe to the U.S. because I needed his help. It was my first big project. And that's... I made about $100,000 just from that, and for me at that time frame, that's that's huge by myself. And I was working at HP. I remember signing for $42,500 a year, and you get a little bonuses as that. But I was there for a couple of years. In 2016, I got that project signed, and I was about to go to Washington, and that's when I decided just to throw my eggs into that and put in all my effort, because I think, come to something. Here's my opportunity. And so I left HPE, which was a good paying job. I'm 24 years of age, 24, 25. But I was like, fuck it, I'm going to risk it. And then and I went there and then finished that project within 2.5 months. I physically was on there every day working, had a free room in the Comfort Inn motel. And I flew, you remember Dino Hamzic? I don't know if you and I
don't think I recognize that.
Maybe not. I don't know. I flew him. Do you know David McCants? I'm not sure. Maybe.
I think that's
David.
That's whose house we went to for my birthday night, right?
No, I don't think so. No, if you saw him, you'd like. Okay, cool. Probably. But nonetheless, I flew those guys down from Boise to Auburn to help me out the project from the demoing side, and then so basically I was on it every day. I didn't hire subcontractors. That was like my first project. I want to do all hands on, save as much money as I can. And right after that one, I got another, same owner, the hotel, got another project in Kent, Washington, which Kent, Auburn, they're all 30, 40 minutes away from Washington, Seattle. So that was a 4-story one, and that was a stucco exterior model. So we just had to restuck everything. So that was another, I think, 150 profit-wise after everything. So that just came one after another. Then I moved. I mean, I'm not moved. I came back to Boise. And then I'm like, okay, what's next? And then I partnered. Well, I got referrals from a restoration company. So someone that I knew from back in high school went to Eagle. You wouldn't know him, and then I got in. He used to do the restoration portion. So if there's floods or whatnot, they do the restoration. They tear stuff apart. They get paid by insurance. Then they refer me to the homeowner.
Nice.
And then I do my pitch over the phone real quick, get them locked in, get over there, get them sign a contract. Then they have to go with me, but the insurance typically always pays besides the deductible. So depending how big the project was, so typically there's $500 to $1,000 deductible based off people. So if it's a big enough project, I'll cut that portion off of them and then charge the insurance companies, an crazy amount. Yeah. And in 2016, that's when after those most motels are finished, that's when I jumped into it. And that's that winter we had, if you remember the worst winter, the snow, all that. So there were so many claims, housing, whatnot. So the insurance adjusters would just approve. And I did that for about 3 years and saving my money to jump into what I really wanted to do is building, buying lots, building the spec homes, selling them. And then I started doing that in 2017. And then it just that restoration stuff, at the end, it just became such a headache because I think we've discussed it maybe a year ago, whatnot, out for drinks or whatnot, just how clients or customers can just be in the remodel game and whatnot. It just
because you're in their house.
I'm in their house.
They're still living there. It's going to be done.
Exactly. It's gonna be done. Yeah. But then you have those people that they're not paying for it. Their insurance is paying for it, right? And then they want to be able to save as much as they can because technically the insurance pays them. They get a check and they have to hand the check over to me. And then there's certain complaints you always have, and there's some of that are justifiable.
They're trying to get over on you.
Yeah, so they try so many times. And some people, it doesn't always happen, but
it's just a natural thing.
Yeah, and then they want to do certain things on their own. I've had that. Like, okay, we'll pay you for this, but we'll do this part. And it's like, I don't even work like that. Like, it's because interfering.
You have a contract with me.
Yeah, I'm not gonna, But honestly, I made a lot of money from restoration gig. That's how I was able to. Some projects will be like 40 something G's that I would charge insurance, and I'd basically hire a subcontractor, another general contractor, and he'd do it for with material and labor for like 20 G's.
Nice.
So I'd mark up the price. So that's just rare occurrence, that 20,000 profit. But and I did 7 jobs a week, that's where I learned a lot of my mistakes is because I tackle on all those jobs. I don't want the restoration company to use any other contractors, and I was still growing at that time frame here, and that's why I made a mistake because I'd hire other subs and I'd have my A team, my B team, my C team, then that D team, just people I'd hire, interview real quick, throw them out there, and then so many times they disappoint. So then ultimately, who's it on? It's me.
Right.
So that just came a headache, and then afterwards I was like, what am I doing here? I was like. And then the insurance company started using this Xactimate program and whatnot.
Dude, they don't fucking pay shit.
Yeah, dude, I was like, they charge by the hour. I was like, so let's just say there's a drywall repair. Let's just say one patch, whatnot, and you want someone to come drywall, texture it, and paint it afterwards. And they put it by the hour. So it's like, what, like, you think someone's gonna come in here and do it for like $40? There's like minimum charge is $150, no matter how small, you know, like little stuff like that. But anyways, so they started doing that. They started getting picky, and then that was towards my end as well, because
they're all broke. They're all
me,
fucking broke now. All the insurance companies are broke. They can't fucking pay shit,
bro. And then like towards the beginning, first year and a half I started it, like I had, like I said, mentioned in 2016, the snow and all that, which caused a lot more leaks. So they were so busy that they just kept. So I've took advantage of that. I'm not gonna lie, I overcharged them like crazy. But it's the insurance company. I don't know, bollocks, you know. But it wasn't the customers. But ultimately, at the end, they just stopped happening, and I was like, "It's too much of a headache for me." I made mistakes, but I learned from them, and then that's why I enjoy this part better, because all the stuff I do now is I buy lots around the valley. And
just single lots or like parcels that you subdivide?
Both. Oh, okay. So I started off with buying single lots. The first house I built personally under my company was 2017. It was in what was the subdivision? It's not South Creek. It's by Maple Grove area up ahead by Amity. I'll remember the name, but nonetheless, I built my first spec home there, and then I bought another lot in that same subdivision, and so built those. Those sold pretty fast, and then. What I do is with that money is, because I don't use any banks or anything like that. So all the lots I buy is cash. It is me. Then my business partner is my father as well right now in the game. And then I have one more as a private investor, you know. But he's worked with my father back. I known him since I was a kid, like 10 years old. This guy's an Indian dude. I won't say his name now, but he is a multi-millionaire. He owns, he's the one that I remodeled the motels. In Washington. He was partial owner on those, and then but he owns hotels all around the states, like different, you know. So and this guy's he does a whole bunch of other investments and whatnot.
Native American Indian or Asian Indian?
Indian, the one with the dot.
India.
So I don't know if that's but
we'll ask the guys.
Yeah. But no, he's a brilliant guy. But so basically, I have that partnership with them too. And it makes it a lot easier. So what we do is we invest our money, buy the lots, build the homes with cash per se. So I have no interest to pay from banks. I have no.
That probably helps a ton, right?
Yeah, and then like you see a lot of these builders right now, like with the inflation and all that good stuff, and the interest rates. It's all these houses are dropping. Like there's certain houses that drop like over 100 grand because builders amount of money they're banking. If they don't do it every month, it occurs more and more, and they have to drop it. You know, they have no other choice. Me, I have a choice. I don't have to. I can sit on 2 years, 3 years. I like. Again, you don't want that, and then but with especially the last couple of years, right before it slowed down, just a few months ago. I mean that 2020, 2021, and up until 2020, dude, all the houses I built several in Eagle. So I just last year I sold. Well, Liz Holiday is my realtor. Yeah. You guys know David Munson. Liz, and she does a magnificent job. They both do a magnificent job. And but I hired her in 2020, and the very end of 2020, and I had a house already built. It was by a spec home by it's in Lakemore subdivision. Yeah. It's by Eagle. It's the what's that restaurant on Eagle? Heading towards State. That's a popular one. It's a newer one. Crave. Thank you.
Crave.
And so it's right behind there, like closer than that. It's like a more modern style home. She sold out within 2 weeks for 800 grand asking price. It was 800, I think I had it. And then that's right before it peaked as well. Like the price started even going up, so I could have probably sold it for 900. Yeah. Because it's 2020, then it started rising more. So I had spec homes in Correntabello, that subdivision over there on Eagle. That was a 32 or 3,300 square foot house, and then Legacy subdivision, I built 3. And those all sold last year, and then another one throughout the years. There's Riverwalk, there's South Creek or Creekwater. South Creek is the other one, Creekwater. Anyways, so there's so many that But so it's the pricing I got for those and how much I was able to profit on top of, with everything else that I profit, and then with the pricing going crazy up from 2000 up to 2022. 2020 up to 2022, it was a huge profit year, And then you reinvest, you learn. I have a tax guy, you can reinvest, you're not paying, certain things. You don't have to, I guess. But now we purchased a subdivision development over there. So I purchased one. It's about 4.3 acres. It's on the Boise Bench. That's the 12-lot subdivision I'm doing. So that should be done here possibly within the next month and a half or so.
Really?
And again, Liz, my realtor, she's the one. I watched the one with David Munson, you guys' podcast at the very end, how you mentioned you guys subdivision-wise. I don't know if you guys remember this a few months ago, whatever. But that's the one that I'm building, that I bought. So
really? Yeah.
So he's doing that.
Some of his stories, I think, it's pretty probably features it.
Right. So that's a 12-lot subdivision over there. And then we're selling a lot. So I have it priced. They're on the market now. Just a few weeks ago. I haven't priced particularly a little higher, but depending on how many bites we get, whatnot. But right now it's a little slow. But understandably, I think, just being honest, when it's all finished, when you have that visual, then all the marketing aspect, I think I'm going to lower all the prices for the lots. Because originally I wanted to build 4 or 6 spec homes of my own and then sell about six of the lots. But now I'm aiming just to sell all 12 lots, just because the market wise, and you get your money quicker. You have to. But if
you've already prepped it to build, right?
Yeah. So I bought the land, the 4.3 acres. It had pre-ACHD approval before I purchased it. And they had it on sale for 1.925. So 1.925 mil. So, but Liz negotiated down to 1.8 mil, and we paid cash for those lots, and for that land. But then, what I learned myself is pre-ACHD approval doesn't mean that it's like a step like this,
Oh yeah.
Bro, I thought in my head, okay, 2 months, prepare this, that 2 months went to 8 months. There's like so many, like with the city, working with the city.
Oh yeah, dealing with those guys. Oh, what a headache.
And they were, that's Boise Bench area.
I gotta tell you, Garden City is the worst. Though.
Garden City, who I thought was the worst? From my experience, I haven't built in Garden City, but I did 3 years ago. I remodeled a certain portion of the Sunliner Motel.
Yeah,
the one over there.
Dude, they're redoing it now.
Yeah, they have to because the code wise, but. That was I worked on it, man. That was like 3-4 years ago. I took that job. I was like, it'll take me about a month, and they had to be up to code, so that they had to do the fascia soffit, and then the railing, and then the floor, and then a couple of the rooms were plumbing stuff, remodeling of the bathrooms. So that was it was easy to do. So I did a lot of work myself. So I was there almost every day. But I hired a couple people do some stuff, and I made a big profit on it. That's the only reason I took it. But being there every day, like you just said, cracked it. The people I saw walk around there, and it's just kind of sad, man. Like you guys, because I'm intrigued with like some of the stuff you guys talk about when it comes to psychedelics, ketamine, all that stuff. Like that explores your mind. That makes, I feel, again, I haven't experienced it from what you guys talked about and what I've heard. That gives you like another route to another dimension to better yourself, I feel, right? Totally. In a way, perhaps, or give you new insight. It's not just like, hey, that same way of thinking. With the drugs they were doing, and it's not even, there's fun drugs as well. I mean, I've dabbled, of course, but that heavy stuff from meth or crack, heroin, all that. That ruins lives, sure. And I saw that firsthand every day for about a month. Scary. Yeah, that just puts it sad. Honestly, I look at that, and there's a lady conversating with herself, like cussing herself off over there, and then I'm looking at there's a few other people over there, and I had no issues. Like I don't, I'm there to do a job. Yeah. As long as they're not in my way, I'm not in your way. It's all good. And but just as a spectator there, that shows you like how fucked up drugs can make you, I feel. But
for sure.
But yeah, I'm done.
Yeah, no problem, man.
I'm the type of guy who like goes for one.
Nah, dude, that's why we're here.
Yeah, that's why we're here.
Partying.
Yeah. But so all of these, you've been in it for a long time, right? Mm-hmm. Since you were a little kid,
right?
What do you think is coming? Like, how do you feel?
Shit. Depending how it will be, I think in about 2 to 3 years.
Yeah.
I think the interest whatnot is going to go down. I feel.
Really?
I hope. Possible,
Yeah.
But I don't know. As you guys see, the inflation, all that. Like now, it's because in Idaho here in Boise, what I noticed, because I built several spec homes every year, whatnot, or have been as well for the last few years. I've noticed maybe 60% of my clients are people from California, out of town.
Yeah,
60 to 70 perhaps.
Yeah.
And those are the ones that find out about Idaho. There's more of the people that are elderly people, pretty much almost, that have money, that move here, maybe stay here for summertime, or but also keep their house in California, or people who sell their home in California, smaller home, they use that money, they can buy how many more square feet more, here. So they're cash buyers. So my specific homes are all custom homes, so they're in the higher end. So they're more, higher priced, but brand new as whatnot. So I've noticed the people moving here is what I look at as well.
Yeah.
Every month, how many, not just from California, from all over the states, and then availability right now. If you look at what's available on sale, like what's on the market, like it's not a lot of options.
Really?
I feel like once my lots here once the lots are ready to. Basically, the subdivisions are done because
you're talking about Boise.
Boise,
Yeah.
around,
But you're also talking about a certain price range.
Certain price range. Then that price range is what I the stuff I sell, make, and then put on the market.
It's a higher
It's specific.
end.
You have the specific price. So that's when you look at the price range, and the pricing, as we know, has dropped. It's dropped quite a bit, but like how much has it gone up since 2020?
Right.
Yeah.
And up,
totally.
so it's like it's not. We're still like at a weird stage, but I can't predict the future, but I'm prepared for the best and the worst.
Yeah, of course.
And that's why I'm not afraid to sit on something, and I'm not hungry. So it's like I'm not gonna sell a house for like these other contractors dropping a couple $100,000 just to get it out. Get it out there. I can afford with my team to sit on something, and we don't have to get the profits right away. It can take 3 years, no problem.
That's what I was going to ask, is because of your team, would you guys ever just rent the properties out?
Yeah, we were actually discussing. So that's how we had a meeting just maybe 2 weeks ago with Liz and David about the developments, the lots, and then because I have 2 Meridian spec homes, they're about to go on the market this weekend. Mm-hmm. They just staged it the other day, and the photographer took the pictures yesterday. So they should put it on the market by the weekend, I think. There are 2 brand new homes in by Ustick and Wilkes Grove. So they're all finished, whatnot. The pricing on those, like we looked at the comps and all that, and Liz and David didn't present it to us. And the pricing that you can, these homes are brand new, 2020, 2022, right? There's certain comps that you can compare to 2016, 17, but it's old house. But you can get. It's been about, like I said, I would not go lower than one certain price. Maybe $1,000, $2,000, for the offer wise. But other than that, if it's too low, where I don't make a profit that I'm happy with, then I would jump into renting those out. So if that's the case, and I discussed that with them as well, I'd rather just jump into that and just rent them out and go that route. Because look how much they're charging for rent now. They're like, it's crazy how much rent is for.
Totally.
Yeah. The rent's going down too.
Yeah.
Because the supply. You've got huge development right here, another one in the corner, that huge ass development right on the river.
Right.
So the supply for rentals is going way up.
That's
so
true.
As those come online, you're going to have a lot of supply there. But going back to what was the data telling you from people moving in? Has that slowed down at all?
For me, I saw that it was just range. I don't know the percentage wise or whatnot, but it's kind of stayed steady. I feel maybe not. There's still people moving,
Yeah,
so it's a percentage wise. I have not seen any changes on it, but I don't know the numbers.
Yeah.
I have to look it up how many people move every month. But last time I saw it was still a high case. So I think that's why the houses are still getting sold.
Yeah.
But of course, lower pricing wise, like again.
Those people are getting crushed because they're getting priced out of the market. They can't come up with the down payments because of the interest rates.
And if you look at it like with me, like how I started, like these 2 Meridian houses are finished, right? I built those at the time, started building when the lumber was high, So you look at the lumber cost, now they're like way down, you know, because, right? But I remember how high lumber jumped. I mean, you're in the game.
Yeah.
So it's like, even these builders, like, I understand, you know, like, shit, they paid so much for this, just for the material base, from everything. And then you have your subcontractors who are all busy at the time frame, and they want more money. Their pricing going up. Like, okay, no problem. And I have subs that I've used for years, from framers, but, you know, from framers, electricians, plumber, carpentry, all that. And they do they do amazing work. And you want to keep the team happy. You pay everybody on time, every month, and consistency, right? But now you have less builders building, you know, buying lots now. Like,
Oh yeah.
So it's like a lot more. I notice I get a lot of texts, you know, because I've used several guys maybe that I haven't used for a year or two, or, you know.
They're looking for work.
They're looking for work now.
Yeah.
And then, like, price-wise, like, now you have, like, a little competition between the subcontractors, right?
Mm-hmm. So
but, like, with me, like,
labor's going down.
Yeah.
Lumber's gone down.
I got guys
when you bought.
Yeah.
I got guys banging on my fucking door every day looking for work.
I bet,
you know?
yeah. So it's relatively, that's you know.
There's a lot of weird shit going on.
Yeah.
Especially like you said, and that's something that we were just, when we were on the phone with, I think his name was Tim, but depending on when you bought the lot, so the price there, like you were just saying, price of
100%.
lumber, you can instantly lose 25%
right
on the house because of lumber and labor costs.
Right.
Yeah, so it's a weird game for sure.
It is very weird, but also I look at how much I profited too from the 2020, 2021 when it was crazy high, where I made a couple $100,000 off one house on top of the profits I wanted to get, you know?
Yeah.
That's
really?
Yeah. Oh,
over and beyond what you were projecting?
Yeah. That's how I'm on. So, and that's just for one house. Like, but I also had a situation where in Correntabello, that's the division Eagle, I built just one. I bought one of those lots, and that at HOA, the CCR, those requirements were nuts, because those are all tile roof. I don't know if you guys, it's the one by Eagle Middle School. Yeah. That little fancy subdivision. But over there, I sold that house right when we started framing. It was on the market while we were building, and then we had someone buy it, and we bought it for like $930,000, something around that. I'm not. But if I would have waited just 2 months, because that was in 2020, waited just 3 months, the market went up. I would have gotten another 150, 200, you know?
Wow.
Just if I waited. But then, so he got lucky with that, which, hey, that's part of the game. You signed.
Totally.
You know, I still made my profits, but I could have just been on top of that a lot more. But I'm happy, you know.
I mean, that's the game.
Yeah,
for sure.
So you have those, you have advantages.
That guy is going to get fucked one day at least. Because tile roofs, bro, they don't last here because nobody knows how to do tile roofs properly here. And those motherfuckers leak. Man. Usually it's an eave problem here. And because I get called out to roof repairs all the time. They're like, oh, no one can figure it out. Or another roofing company's like, hey, you should call this guy. He knows how to fix this, you know, shit like that.
Right.
And those motherfuckers leak, dude, because you're supposed to double wrap 30-pound underlayment, and then it's sitting up on top of a ballast, so it's only, 70% waterproof. And, we get a big downpour, a lot of that water is going to go on. Those eave metal, the part that run on the bottom of that, it's like a designer. They should have more water flow coming through, but a lot of those get backed up.
Right.
And so then you have water back up underneath. Sitting water anywhere is never good. Pooling water is never good. And so people have their eaves blow out on those tile roofs all the fucking time, and you're talking $100,000. Yeah, $100,000 repair.
Dude, so. that caused a lot of damage. Because I helped work on. I only did it once, and that was for that when I was a kid. I was 2014. No, 2004. Apologize. 2004. I was 14. We're building, because we built that, again, going back to the 800 square foot house. That's the biggest one I've ever worked with as a kid.
Yeah.
Whatnot, but that was a huge place, obviously. But that had a tile roof as well, so I helped the roofing company guys set those up again, like mostly just handiwork, like handed them out. Whatnot. Yeah. But I saw how it's done, and like you said, it has to be very precise, because one little situation, I mean, it's made to leak.
Why you shouldn't do a tile roof here.
Yeah.
Arizona makes sense, like dry climates, it makes 100%. Sense. And they last a lot longer because the temperature fluctuations here, it'll fucking cause anything to crack up there, right?
Oh, for sure.
And,
tile crack for sure.
Yeah,
Porous
just the heat
tile,
and then the cold,
100%.
the 60 degrees one week, 16 degrees the next. It's just a problem. You shouldn't put tile here, but you know, Idaho is kind of like the wild, wild west as far as construction goes. So.
True, but and it's crazy expensive too. This shit, you gotta put a tile roof like compared to other, crazy more like 40, 50. Like for my house, so I built my personal house. It's out in Meridian there, but I built that and me and my girlfriend moved in July. Was it July and started settling in, and July 30th is when I had the house warming party. So it was maybe
what a great fucking party.
Yeah, that was
I met my very good friend Jim there.
Yeah.
That's who. It was his house.
Oh,
I met
really?
Jim.
Oh, wow! Right on.
Yeah,
that guy's great. Him and
yeah, he's a galactic member.
Yeah, he's a badass cat. But going back, like I said, I got a quote for tile roof. Just I thought it looked nice, but when I saw the price difference on that, I was like, must have been like 40 something if I remember correctly, 1,000 more. I'm like, get the fuck out of here. I was like, nah.
Yeah, asphalt.
I was like, get out of here with that. So, but again, I'm happy I didn't go with it. Just as you said, if there are any problems, leaks, though that can go 100 to freaking even more. Like if it goes on, let's say you're not home, you're on vacation for a month.
Yeah, looks wise, dude, nothing looks better than a tile roof, right? It's sharp looking, but practicality in Idaho just. It doesn't make sense. Yeah, it doesn't make sense.
What would you say are some of the biggest lessons you've learned on your journey?
I would say always be honest.
Of course.
100%, good or bad.
Yeah.
To your business partners, to your clients, to everything. Do not tackle on more than what you can do. And I say that as in like I'm the kind of guy who's like, hey, push through it, get it done, jump next, you know. And I feel like even with my experience now, like I can handle a lot. But what I learned from my experience early on with the restoration stuff and remodel stuff from them is taking on too many gigs and not having the right organization, not right team to be able to handle that. It will only cost you money, but it will give you restless nights. You're not gonna say I started getting gray hairs after that. You know, so and I'm serious. It's so that's because I care. You know, so it puts a lot of stress on you. You know, so I say don't tackle on what you can't handle at first. Make sure you're organized. Honesty. Also, minimize trust and certain workers. Because I just recently. I say that as in guys that you don't like, new guys that you hire, like for example, just recently, landscaper. I needed for those 2 Meridian houses. I needed one of my main landscaper that did all this stuff in Legacy and a few, like he was way too busy and he was out a couple months, and I just a few months ago I needed it done, so I hired this one company. This guy, his father, and I think 2 or 3 brothers. And first I had him do something at my house. I had because I live in about like 1.8 acre, 1.5, 1.8 acres. But it's like, do you ever go drive to Napa, down to Napa? No? Okay, so mine's on 10 Mile Meridian, so deep in Meridian. But it's that house over there. It had a bunch of weeds or whatnot. So I had them come, like, and they grew freaking 4 feet. So they did all that. They cut it all up. They did a good job. Then they sprayed it down so it wouldn't grow anymore, poisoned it, whatever. And then I gave them another job to do the fence at those 2 Meridian houses. They did a good job. And then I have another development in Meridian, close to the village. It just it's gonna be a 4 lot. I'm rezoning it. It's about 1 acre, but I'm having to rezone to 4 lots. So I'm just gonna sell those lots. Smaller subdivision. But I had them do the same thing over there, cut off the weeds and So I trusted them. But those are quick jobs. Those are like one day, and yeah, exactly. And it's fast, like the day of. I'm like, okay, but in my head, I'm like, I got some experience, with them because they finished the job. I paid right away, those things. But they said they do landscaping, so I was like, well, how much, quote up this, that. And the guy said he could do it. He gave me a good price. He's like, but I need half down. Right? And it was around, I gave him $6,600 as a down payment. And in my head, I was like, I need to get this done. Like, I'm in a hurry. Like, this guy, like, I within weeks, like, I needed, got to put the spot back on the market. So I trusted him. I was like, okay, here's 6,600, and then I put it under his company name, and then he told me that because he worked with his father, he said something along the lines of his father's going to Mexico or is in Mexico. He needs it under his name so he can cash, so he can get the material and start right away. This, that, and my dumb ass was like, okay, fine. Took that check back, wrote it under his name. He took that within 20 minutes, went to the bank, you see it online, and cashed it. So he went to my bank, cashed because it's under his name. If it's under a business name, you cannot cash it. You have to apply. So there's something, I saw something, I was like, well, hey, listen, this guy did all this. Have at it. Didn't show up for weeks. Didn't answer calls. Then I found him. I found all his information. Because I'm not gonna lie, I wanted to. Yeah, honestly, I drove by his house one time and I saw because I got his address, I got all his info, and I found out his company. He's no longer I didn't look at it before because I'm so busy. And again, these are smaller jobs for me, so I don't. This is not someone I use consistently. So that motherfucker, took that money basically and bounced, and then he'd go there one day, he rented out a machine. He was supposed to shred all the lava rock around and then start, level out the dirt, whatnot, put in the topsoil. And he put a machine out. He worked for 1 hour. This stuff, left the machine there for 1 week. Didn't move. I'm looking at him so he's trying to show progress, but there is no progress. Then he messed up the sprinkler lines, caused me so much and then afterwards he just wouldn't show up. He said he'd be there. Then this, that, and after about a month of going back and forth, I knew. And then, I threatened him in a professional way, as in lawyers, and then not only lawyers, this is a fraud because he has no company, he doesn't have insurance, and he hasn't had it since 2019. And all the stuff I researched and got details about him. But I'm going into, it gets me emotional thinking about it because I really wanted to I wanted to kill this guy. And I thought about hurting him, I'm not going to lie, but I'm an adult now, professional. I'm a businessman, so as much as I wanted to, even like I said, I drove by his house one time just to check his car, because I want to see his, because he worked with his father, and his father was an older guy, he's probably 70s, and this cat is, I'm 32 years or so, he must be around my age, I feel, maybe a little younger. Yeah. But he has 3 brothers, and his father was there as well. But his father was, they're Hispanic. His father didn't really speak too much English, but you could tell when I talked to him, at my house and another part, he seemed like a good dude, So I don't think his father knew, So I wanted to go there first to scope him out, and then maybe just talk to him because maybe, but I didn't end up seeing it, and I was like, hey, I'm just gonna let my lawyer take care of it. So I'm in that process right now, but that's why going back, learning wise, trust, like that, and I never said I got another landscaper finally and whatever. So I was out 6,600 plus the damage he did, so equal out to 8 to 9 G's, and then time wise, but I was able to get it done, and just took a little bit of time. But don't be stupid and just give out money like that to people that you don't know. If it's someone that you've been working with for years and you see the professionalism, I have no issue with that whatsoever. But
even them, especially with the times that are coming right now, I feel like there's a lot of people grabbing deposits and bouncing. So I never sign anyone's contract ever. I always make them sign my contract.
Smart.
And then I give them progress payments. Hey, I don't give anybody fucking 50%.
Smart.
I'm going to give you 10%, and then maybe a couple days before the job, give you another 10%. After 2 weeks, I'll give you 20%, and I just pay them. If it's a day-long job, I'll give them 20%. Something like that. Okay. But if it's, a 3-week job or a 2-week job, I only do progress payments.
So smart. That's smart. Well, how I do it now, I've been doing it for this setup for years, is all my guys, again, that I've been using for, this whole time, I collect all the invoices of that month by before the month ends, so that at the very end, let's say 30th or 31st, whatever it falls into, I collect that and I pay them all by the 10th of the following month. So I have that set up, get their invoices at the end of the month, within 10 to 11 days, by the 10th, they get a check from me. And that's what they finished that month.
Nice.
Now, if you look at certain aspects, where they need material, and a lot of guys don't want to, subcontractors don't want to use, so that's why I can understand having some kind of down payment. But also, why not pay for yourself? So I buy all the tile, my hand. So hey, here's your.
Well, you save money that way.
Save money that way, and then and we have understanding and whatnot. So it's like they don't need a down payment, because I already bought all.
When did your gut tell you with that guy?
Fuck! I should have. I think when I gave him the check.
Even like when he said, "Write it out to my name."
Yeah, that's what I thought. But I was like, I was in a pickle there,
right?
Because I had to that, and I was like
clouded by rush.
Yeah, and I'm talking to myself, and I was like, fuck, I don't know. But then I was like, God, I need it done. He did these 3 jobs.
Right.
Ran it small. His father seemed, they said what they showed up when they said, and okay, why not? 6,600, it's a lot of money, but also I'm not giving him, $100,000,
Right.
So, but also 6,600 is a lot, and I felt when he wanted it under his name and whatnot, and I felt it right then and there, but I was like, hey, I risked it. Yeah. And that's where I made a mistake, and you always learn,
100%.
And I didn't do my research and like I said, I'm pretty good at doing all that stuff. And then sometimes when you get so busy, I'm having 2 developments. I'm building a house in the foothills,
right?
And that's the foothills is the worst. Working with the city over there, the foothills is I've never been
like North End foothills.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, over there because they have a whole different.
The lady in the green Subaru, she still work?
I don't know. They always have that. I go to they had the building over there downtown, the city building, City Hall, Boise City Hall, and but there's 2 separate requirements: city, and then there's the foothills one. So you gotta meet all these requirements, then they freaking
fire.
Oh yeah, yes, fire. Yeah. But I'm building a big ass home over there, modern style.
If you ever need any help with the Firewise, the guy that runs that is one of my clients, and I'm very very close with him. So just let me know, Donna and Tim Burns.
We're looking at that because the fire hose, the fire what do you call the red
hydrant?
Hydrant. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
So my English, but Bosnian English conference. But there's a certain rule. If it's certain, like if there's a certain distance, like you don't have to put in the sprinkler system. And I think I meet those requirements. I forget how much it was. We checked it, and I'm just waiting for the city to answer back. But like I said, I'm prepared to put in this, all that. But either way, you get too busy, and then you don't look at the small details on people that you're not consistent with or know, and you get fucked over like I did. And now he will. Like I said, I'm not just pressing. Now I'm coming after everything. Whatever he has.
Right.
Yeah, it's going to be civil. And he did fraud. So once I get my lawyer, I want to meet him with my lawyer in 2 weeks. Give him all the details. He's going to send certain letters, take those appropriate steps. And then I'm going to meet with the district attorney over there. And then I'm going to have all proof. I have all the text messages from months and months, all the stuff he said. I have pictures with the date, time, like what he didn't do, what he didn't, like every day. Because each picture that you take, you click on the info details, whatnot, you see the date, the time. So I have all, like I said, I have everything that I need to prove that he fucked me over, right?
Well, and just an FYI too, because I've had that happen. Small claims courts, anything below 10K, and filing for that is $49.
Yeah.
So I've done that before, and it costs a lot less money than hiring a lawyer and shit like that.
Well, I'm my lawyer as well. I've known him for many years. Well, as you know, I'm European. I was born in Europe. I have a vacation home by the beach over there in Dubrovnik, Croatia. So I go there, try to go there every other summer, whatnot. And I had my lawyer, Jason. He flew down just 2 years ago, was it? And so we have a relationship as a friendship too, And he's a very good lawyer. Him and Sam, but
not a big deal for him.
Yeah, so he's like so if he'll do certain favors for me, like if he has to write in stuff. So, so it won't cost me anything. So that's why I'd rather make him official, send him the letter, take those appropriate steps. But at the end of the day, like looking at this guy and now seeing him researching all this stuff and getting to truly know him. I was looked through. I got all his info from Facebook. I had all his pictures taken on his Facebook profile. I've took pictures or had pictures taken of all his friends and family on there. So I was gonna expose him to his friends, family, send them all, and do like this. I wanted to go. I want to hit him where it hurt, ruin him. If I wasn't gonna do it physically, I was gonna do that and then go to court. But We'll meet with my lawyer first.
Yeah.
So,
small claims court.
Small claims
$49.
court. Yeah,
that's all it costs.
And
they'll hold like a court thing against him until he pays that off. So
those are right in the view.
But I think honestly, this is the way I see it going. If I go to small claims court with him, I'm gonna go take that process right. You go to court, he's not gonna show up. He's gonna lose a case.
Default to judgment.
Yeah, exactly. So in that case, what's gonna happen? Maybe put a lien on his bank account. Looks like the guy doesn't have that much money if he's taking 60-100 and bouncing.
Right.
It's just he has. So does he have material? Does he have certain? I don't think he doesn't own anything. So it's gonna be
his car.
Yeah, but it's like I've seen it. Like it's like I don't think he has. I'm gonna push for everything, of course, but I don't think he has the assets, or he's a criminal. He's taking these jobs. He hasn't had a company since 2019. It, like, doesn't work, doesn't have insurance, so he's taking. So it's fraud. So I'm gonna pursue civil, see what I can get. But like I said, in my head, that 6,600 is gone. Like right. I'm not now. I want him to suffer a little bit. So like I said, I'm not a malicious guy, but
don't fuck with my money.
Yeah, that's I don't know. And at the time frame, what he did and how he did it, and his responses on those texts, how he tried to I won't go into it too much, but
what do you think about crypto?
Because I love crypto. Oh,
nice, hell yeah, dog. That's what I'm talking about.
I talked to Kenny about it a wee bit as well. I discovered in 2013 from I didn't invest right away, but I started hearing about it from my former roommate, and he was highly involved with it like early. So he made quite a bit of profits, I believe, getting into 2012 or 13 was it? But then I started researching more, doing that, and then I started getting a few years later, started investing, but more of a long-term investor.
Of course, man. 100%.
So the trades or whatnot, I'm still like learning this, so it's like I and then there's mining as well. The story I put in one of my close buddies, Devin, Devin. That's
the house.
That's the house, yeah. His place in the garage. He has a setup for mining. So I was intrigued about that, but there's certain rules and whatnot on that, and now with how it is, like I was like, all right, those machines cost between 30, 40, 90 G's,
Are you buying right now?
I am, of course.
Nice.
I've invested a lot since early on, and I made a ton of profits, especially with the jump when it was 50, 60,000, Bitcoin and all that. But I like it. I know you guys obviously indulge, yeah?
Yeah, obsessed.
When did you guys get into it?
2016 for
2016,
me.
Yeah? Still early as well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I think I was buying Bitcoin like 450.
Dude,
yeah.
Is it crazy? You guys think it's the future? You guys, what do you guys think?
100%.
I think so too.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the internet.
Yeah.
It's just, an evolution of the financial system versus like data system. So the internet was where we could trade data and information. This is just money.
Yeah. Eventually you won't have a David Munson or a Liz, or you won't have title or mortgages. And I think that's going to be gone in the next three years.
Yeah.
Oh, it's moving fast.
Yeah. And then I heard you guys talk about, on your guys' podcast, few episodes, about the Metaverse stuff.
Oh,
that's tricky. You own properties on there? Right? Or
bought a very small amount.
But still, like I've heard you say it. And then, what do you guys think about that? How's that?
I mean,
to me, that's pretty interesting.
Short-lived is what I've heard, just because augmented reality is going to be.
I mean, I always go back to, I don't think God makes mistakes.
Yeah.
So it wouldn't be here if there wasn't use for it very early in the metaverse type stuff. But it'll be interesting to see where it goes, all of it.
So, like I said, I've researched a little bit, and I've not too much, so I'm not truly informed. But so the metaverse, basically, what you put on, because I'm not too familiar with
Oculus,
even those So if it's a new world, it's like it could be. Some people say like, I listened to the Impulsive podcast with Logan Paul.
Of course.
I like listening to that because he knows he's very educated with crypto and all that. I like listening about
big NFT guy
too as well. Yeah.
I also buy Pokemon cards too.
Yeah, Pokemon, dude. I can't. I think I had a fucking stack. Of them. I collected all of them when I was a kid.
Caught them all.
Oh, dude, I caught them all. Yeah. But that was elementary school or whatnot, and I literally got all the holographics, originals. But for the life of me, I can't find it. It has to be somewhere in Europe, one of my houses over there, but buried somewhere, I think, unless it was mistaken. I don't know.
I made the mistake of giving mine to Caleb's kid, and he fucking ruined them or traded them all off.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still to this day on Facebook Marketplace, anything that gets posted, I try to steal them from people.
Yeah.
But,
wow.
That stuff. What is it? Because you can like bring back Logan Paul. He had when he boxed Mayweather, the Charizard, and then playing that. But that like he got it like freshly. What is it called? Like graded.
Yeah.
Thank you. And yeah, so you can leave the higher the grade, the worth of it is.
What's the trick is to not buy the graded ones, to buy the ones that haven't been graded yet,
and then grade them yourself,
and then have them graded yourself.
Because you can regrade them too, as well, right?
Oh yeah, of course. That's what he did.
Exactly, that's
he
what I'm saying.
regraded it, and then it was upgraded.
But you can also like risk it and like say if it was graded, and it can be lower too, right? So
that's the name of the game with anything that's valued on like condition or anything like that. Like, because I got my start in investing in gold and silver.
Oh, yeah?
And I would just buy like gold and silver coins. Right. And a lot of people are into like the rare coins and things like that. But for me, it's metal.
Same.
I just want the metal.
I have a few collections as well, so I feel that.
And same thing, they grade coins. And so, if you drop the coin or nick it, same as a card if it's bent or has
like
any...
if you look at it like even diamonds, if you, like, so they like so stuff like that, I guess, in comparison. But yeah, the metaverse, I don't know, like said, jumping out to the metaverse stuff, like, do you think there's going to be, like, if it's becoming so real within a matter of years, are you going to feel what you see? I know there's motions, you can move around, is that like, but how is it going to be, like, some people say it could be better than your real life, but do you think they're going to have, like, effects to stimulate the brain to where you can feel what you
want to know what I really think? I think this is the metaverse. Yeah, it already is.
Oh, yeah, the Matrix.
So we're creating technology to remind ourselves of what we're already in.
Right.
So as we move forward, I think that in the future we'll be able to upload our consciousness into a cloud, but who's to say it's not already?
Right.
Like regardless of what anybody says, we don't know where we came from. We don't know where we're going after we die. So to me, it's like, your consciousness, this is the avatar, and you're already playing a game, and in the game you're trying to get XP, experience points, in your health, your wealth, all those things anyway.
Mind, body, soul.
Have you seen Free Guy?
I haven't. I've been wanting to watch it though. Dude, every time I want to put it on, my girl doesn't want to watch it, but usually evening times is the only time I have to watch the flicks and whatnot. Some Sundays.
Well, now you just gotta tell her, hey, we're watching fucking Free Guy, because that's real life.
Have you met my girl? Yeah, I don't got the balls for that, man. She runs the show.
Oh my gosh, she has your balls in her purse.
Since day one.
Let me see. No fucking way, we're watching Kardashian.
No, I've asked her. I can get Laker games. That's it. But
nice.
So that's one. That's a huge thing for me. But fuck, you've been in my place. I have downstairs, basement, upstairs. I'm like, I don't put TVs in the bedrooms, nice, in our master whatnot. Just I don't know. She's like that as well, so I kind of like that. Like, not having a TV in the room, but living rooms, I have a couple of them whatnot, and so like if I want to go downstairs, but she wants to watch stuff with me, and I want to be next to her as well.
And you only get to see each other in the evenings.
Right, but I've tried to watch that movie 4 times approximately throughout the time frame, and she always said no. So I will have to watch it.
Now you just say, hey, listen, Ken and Gary said I have to watch this.
Well, she'll probably say yes then.
Yeah, exactly.
Have you ever used an Oculus? Even that it's wild.
Yeah?
Yeah, oh, for sure. So I don't know, man. I have some friends, because really it's not virtual reality yet. It's all done. In fact, my friend Dan says that it'll probably start like on your phone. So you can go into the land, you have your avatars, you have your skin, just like Fortnite or like Minecraft or Roblox, So it will start like that, but then it will eventually go into virtual reality. As that becomes more mainstream and mass adopted, then you'll be able to go into that reality. And when I look at you, if you have, let's say, a Bored Ape NFT, when I look at you, I don't see this body, I see the Bored Ape.
Right.
And then you can have different skins, and you can have all these other...
Though they have, like, the porn version of that as well? Like,
they do have a...
I was like, when's a blowjob? Actually, like a blowjob, all that thing. Call me when that's up, and then
that'd be wild.
I'll buy that.
I heard a big thing right now, stripping in the metaverse. People are making bank being strippers in the metaverse.
That's wild.
But and you could be a guy and fucking be a girl on the metaverse, and no one will even fucking know the difference.
They're just stripping away, huh?
But Clint works for Ryan DeLuca's new company, and all of their meetings are in the metaverse. All of their company
are they all like out of state? Then like
not all of them. I think they have some out of state, but they.
That's fucking brilliant. Actually, that's good.
Yeah, if your company is in the metaverse, basically, right? Because that's what the virtual working out deal, black box or something like VR. Mm-hmm. Why not? Partake in it, right?
Especially like if that's your whole business, like of course you would adopt that.
Yeah, I'm intrigued. Like I heard you guys talking about it. Specifically, you, I think Kenny, said you own some properties on it. I like to dabble. Like I thought about it, but like I said, I like learning.
I think I just threw my money away, to be honest with you.
Really?
Yeah, I spent like $60 and I got like a shitload of it, but it was on like River. I have like an email with the certificate or whatever, but it was on like River something properties.
Well, you never know though. 20 years from now, like I said, I've heard people talk about, like I said on podcasts from whatnot, about it could eventually like be better than life.
That's what I'm saying. Is like how could it be better when you can do everything here?
I can't compromise that, So I agree because I like this. I like feeling. I like, pain.
But if you could change what you looked like in this reality,
you can.
You can.
Well,
gym.
No, I know, but I'm saying
even your physical appearance.
Yeah, but what I'm getting at is like if you could walk around and look like a fucking leopard, or
you can.
I know, but what I'm getting at is like truly.
You can identify as one too. Yeah, so.
I mean, I guess I don't understand. Still, like a human leopard?
No,
but a leopard can't speak English.
But
but even speak.
But you could if you could create whatever you wanted to.
What if you want to look like Brad Pitt in his prime?
I mean, that's just a physical appearance. There's people. I just saw a guy today. Motherfucker looked like a dragon. Had spikes implanted in.
But what I'm saying is like, dude, the motherfucker on all four looks like a leopard, and he could talk to you.
I'm saying that will happen in this reality.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. That's all I'm saying is that eventually the augmented reality is going to come here. And
I'm not saying even augmented.
Yeah.
I'm saying that you could get a skin transfusion or something like that, something. Technologies, let's say even in the next 10 to 25 years, the advancements in technologies will be so radical that if you want to completely change your appearance, then you'll be able. Again, once we can upload our consciousness to a cloud and then download it into another avatar, then it's limitless.
Yeah.
That's why I think that whenever you hear about the aliens or, the Greys as they call them, they're asexual because they've transcended, they've evolved out of this animal body and all of its addictions, sex, food, drugs. So once you can upload your consciousness and you can travel intergalactically, then it's like, oh, dude, like I don't really care about sex and food and all that stuff.
It's crazy how the world's coming to. Like I said, every few years, like if you look back, when I moved here in '97, like where I was born, Bosnia.
Yes.
Like seeing where I was, like seeing that coming here. That's why when I'm here, like I say, America's the best country in the world. My opinion.
Yeah.
I've traveled quite a bit. I've lived. I was born in a war zone. Basically, I've seen all the downsides, and there's always someone that has it worse in a different country. Everybody goes through their own experiences and judges it by that. Someone that was born here, I guess, in the U.S., like, can go through certain things, like not war or worry about mines, or worry about stepping on a mine or whatnot. But they have their own challenges, maybe with their parents getting divorced or this, that, and that's like this level 10 for them, which I can understand. If that makes sense. But
100%.
Everybody has their own thing. But also being here, being able to do what I do now. And I feel like anybody here in the United States, if you truly want it, as you guys know, you can get it. Whatever it is, you just got to work hard, educate yourself.
But do you think you can do that in any country?
No.
No?
I don't know. I mean, if you look at, if I was stuck in Bosnia, after war, whatnot, it's the economy wise. I mean, at one point it was 50% unemployed, so it's like you don't get the same advantages as in being able, or the same opportunities and advantages, I guess. You can't just, not a lot of people will take a citizen from Bosnia to go to Germany. There's like a lot of paperwork. It's like it's just like here, you know, moving to the U.S. Like luckily we got our citizenship, like I said, 6 years after living here in 2003. But
you don't think there were people became from losing everything after the war to becoming millionaires in Bosnia?
I'm sure there's people, but it's very rare, you know. It's
harder to do.
Harder, and sometimes, you know, if you want to enter a certain, the politics are corrupt, you know. They're still recovering. They're still building up the roads.
So maybe you have to sell your soul a little bit more to become rich.
True, but also,
because here's the deal, and I think about this all the time. I could go to every fucking GC in town and break their fucking legs and be like, "Hey, if you work in this fucking town, I'll kill you." And guess what? A lot of less GCs. It opens me up to being fucking
Italian mafia over here.
Yeah, exactly. But you know what I'm saying? Like,
80s,
you could fucking do that shit even today. And
you think so?
Oh yeah,
I think like bigger states like, you know, New York. I think there's still kind of a mafia.
There's no mafia
there. As an individual. You don't think there's a mafia here?
I mean, there might be, but not
I think
like
New Jersey, New York.
There.
Yeah, in Europe and all.
I'm just saying, if I started fucking going to people's places, right, and let's just say Mirza and I team up, and we're like, hey, we're gonna fucking take over this town, and as far as construction goes, we start with all the little dogs, and just start fucking going over and being like, hey. You don't fucking work in this town anymore if you don't get out. Yeah. They go, then, you know, you get a little bit more money. I wonder how long
that would last here. Because motherfuckers would just go to the cops.
Go to cops, and then you have so much, like, everything internet-wise, how big it is.
Yeah.
You know, cameras now.
Get stomped out.
It's almost impossible. Fast. Yeah, like, I listen to some of the, like, the shows, pocket from Michael Francis, I believe his name. Yeah. And, you know, stuff like that. And then all the old mafia guys that are out of prison and... some of the stories they tell, and even they say, even he says, like, he doesn't know how, like, killing somebody, like, it's almost impossible to do now without not finding out in the U.S. at least, you know? So it's like over there, back in the days from the 70s, 60s, 70s, 80s, it was a lot easier. Now it's hard. I mean, shit, how many satellites do we have around the, you know?
I think it would still be easy. Because a lot of people are afraid of shit, right? And I think that if you just... Threats in itself, like, hey, we got your fucking driver's license. We know what your family looks like. Your kids go to this school. Like, dude, most construction guys don't make enough money to fucking... Yeah. You know what I'm saying? To take that risk. I wouldn't take that risk if somebody came to me and was like, hey, you're done fucking working in this town. We got your address. I know where your kids go to school, blah, blah, blah. I'd just be like, fuck it, dude. I'm not staying in construction.
Take him. He would be my favorite.
You know what I mean? Like, I'm just saying, me, myself, if somebody did that, I'm not going to the fucking cops.
You yourself?
Yeah.
What would you do? Nothing?
I would.
I thought you're a fighter, though.
I am a fighter, but there's a difference. When you have a family and you care about people and somebody threatens you over being a small potatoes, right? And you're not like, hey, I don't make enough money to fucking, you know what I mean?
And
to me, that's
if it's an opposing guy like that has like, you'd have to see who's the threat coming from. You know, if it's a legit person that has the gang or you know that, and so I can see it that way. But also in my head, you know, I got an ego, you know, even, I mean, I don't have kids or nothing like that, so maybe I would think differently.
Now, but I'm talking like if I had a family and fucking kids and shit like that, like, I'm not fucking risking that.
And especially if it's already happened, and that's why it's even here. And that's why you don't see it anymore. Because of what we're saying, like people would just go and turn your ass in. They'd put you on social media. Like, I think it would be short-lived.
It's not like you fucking roll up plain skin like this wearing a fucking polo cargo shorts and you're like, hey motherfucker, dude, you gotta
I think there already are those. They're just they're more political than physical violence. They're just going to manipulate.
Yeah,
you got big ass circles of GCs already that are in cahoots with each other. And they're not doing... See, you're talking about using physical violence to do it. They're using politicians. They're using their pull and power.
Yeah, I mean, Idaho is the only state that the general contractors and builders board control state code here.
Oh, so then it's already happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, so see, they don't need violence.
They do it legally.
Right.
Yeah.
They're using... And actually, because of their pull, they already have the cops in their pocket. So they're already doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so another point of that would be like the police union here. That's why like cannabis and even hemp is so regulated because of those guys. So you've already got those gangs here, you know?
Yeah.
And they already have the greatest pull, which is political power.
You guys should go see Bosnia. Come to Bosnia. You guys can see real corruptness.
Oh, yeah, man.
I'll show you guys around.
Yeah, we've been talking a lot about moving to Romania.
Was Andrew Tato there? Huh?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Be his neighbor. Fucking show up with some cookies. Hey, what's up, neighbor?
My guy.
We're here to get in that war room, baby.
I like that guy. That guy's...
Oh, you do?
I mean, like, I don't know.
I mean,
like,
it's logical.
Yeah,
it makes
I think
sense.
100%, you know, but also a lot of stuff I believe he says also is for attention to, you know, I don't think...
100%.
Like, I think 50%, maybe not 50, I don't know what percentage, but... He knows his bullshit that he's saying, but there's a lot of motivational stuff and cool shit that he does. And look, hey, he's multi-millionaire. I don't know. You know.
Hey, well,
travel, he did his thing.
Since we're on this, are you gonna join our fucking war room? Because that's what we're looking for. I mean, we're already building it. We got fucking a crazy war room right now, and that's what we're. Yeah, I mean, that's what we're about, man. Is we're taking over this fucking town.
I like that. Let's do it. I'm down. Get a little more research and info.
Nice.
Why not? Let's do it.
Yeah.
Nice, man. Well, that's pretty good, man. What do you think?
I think I like it. I like it.
It
was cool. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Like, I was I mean, I get nervous certain things, but I like coming in. I'm like, you get that little nerves, but like I said, I've known Kenny for many years, and meeting you, he talked about it, and watching the shows, you know. But I liked it after 5 minutes. That.
Yeah, it's just bullshitting. Yeah, it's so over an hour.
It's cool. Nothing serious.
Wow. It goes like that too. Huh?
Yeah, right.
So it's like you talk about stuff, and it's like you always before it's like, oh, what are you gonna discuss? Just be yourself.
Ready to smoke that stogie?
Yeah, let's do it.
Sit the fucking balcony.
Ah, that was fun though.
Hold on, you gotta nux us.
I like it.
Boom.
My ass.
All right.
Perfect. That was fun.